you there. Hey, everybody, how are we doing today? Happy Tuesday, October 17th. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I was just checking out the chat here as we got going, and Alan and Willard, Robert, Stefan, Eric, starts just towing and mobile repair, Dave Manowar, Vernon, Robert, Ken, John, Sherelle, Eric, Carl Lewis, Keith Moore, how are you all doing today? I'm excited to do a recap of all of the latest videos that we've been doing. Maybe we can talk about each one a little bit and have a little fun there. And then, of course, also we'll be announcing this week's 5 lucky winners this week. Looks like Ken, he says, must be the intro music, pretty loud on music. Ken, we were just trying to make sure that you were staying awake. All right. Now, let me see here. Julio, you definitely got to make sure we don't get too aggressive with the music. Okay. Maybe a little aggressive every once in a while. But anyways, I'm excited to dive in. Of course, before we announce this week's 5 lucky winners and go over today's topics, of course, we need to take a sip of the Topo Chico. So cheers to all of you out there drinking a Topo as well, or really your favorite beverage of choice. I have to tell you, so Topo is definitely my go-to. I mean, I love this stuff, right? But it's always hard to get, lately, last couple of years actually, but something that I've recently discovered, and I mean, maybe all of you out there already know about this, but I just drank an energy drink today called Celsius. Now, I like to pronounce it to my children Celius because they say it annoys them when I do that. So, but I tell you what, it's a really good drink. I'm liking it, but I don't know. What is in the comments? Let me know as we get going here. What is your go-to drink for energy? Is it coffee? Is it a Monster or something? Definitely let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. My kind of go-to outside of Topo Chico has always been Bangs, but I just know those things are terrible for it. I mean, if it says over 18 to drink one, it's like, yeah, that may not be too great. Oh yeah. Hey, Jason, he says watching from 31,000 feet on the plane. Well, tell us where are you going? Where are you headed to? It looks like Ken Nixon says Diet Mountain Dew. Okay. Sunny Delight on Ice. Let's see here. Okay, Eric's going for just plain old black coffee. I drink that as well. I only drink Deer Park water. I don't really know what that is. Cheryl says coffee for real, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay, that's good. Pretty much any tea. Okay. I've tried so hard to get into tea, and I just have never been able to do so. Steven says ensure shake, ice cold sweet tea. Okay. Vernon says tea too. Okay. Hey, James. Okay, John Volk, 5-hour energy. I don't know if I've actually ever tried that one. That's interesting. James says diet herbal, Dr. Enough. Okay, yeah, coming back from Toronto from work. Just finished a club soda. All right. Lockfather, how's it going? He says, whatever I can get my hands on, I believe that. Okay. Let's see here. Mark says coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon. That's good, FTRV, Denny says it's just spring water. I like it. Yeah, I wish I could get into tea, like I used to drink some there was a certain type of green tea I was drinking for a while there, but I can't get it to stick. I just can't get it to stick. Oops. Comments are coming in here. Kind of messed up where I was at. Original formula Coca-Cola before 1903. Okay. Teasing. Coffee. Oh, that's good. You got me there for a second. Deer Park water must be a Pennsylvania thing. Okay. Nick's Lock and Key says, my blood type is dark roast coffee. I like it. You know, I drink so much, my stomach hurts is kind of been my problem. Okay. Hey, Willard Locks, Michelob Ultra. There we go. Cheryl says, sometimes we'll do a cold brew for extra energy, rarely, or a diet Red Bull. Okay. Yeah. Cold brew is pretty good. Keith, here we go. Miller Lite. The old high life there. Good stuff. All right. Well, thanks for sharing all that. That's fun. You know, it's so interesting to learn what everyone's drink of choice is. So, all right. Well, hey, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's hop into this week's show. Have a little bit of fun, talk about some good stuff, and then announce this week's 5 lucky winners. All right. Let's do it. Here we go. Wrong button. All right, here we go. Posts of the week for season 2.2. This one comes from Jason L. He says, we got our package and are thrilled. The pin follower and key gauge you sent were the items on John's birthday wish list. Here's a photo of our stuff, his current setup, and him putting the stickers on the key tree. I can't wait to see what you come up with next. Very cool, Jason and John. I like seeing the setup you got going on there. You got one of those key towers that spin. Those are pretty cool with the machine underneath it. You know, those are so expensive in today's world. So very cool. I like to see it. All right, next up, this one comes from Chicken Creek, Rekey, and Lockout. And what you see here is one of the Lockboss season 2.1 winners, right? We see the JMA Burna Simply. We see the 3000s Pro Universal Pinning Kit. We see the pinning mat right there. So love seeing right above that there. You got that one of our specialty products kits sitting there. My guess is SFIC or Quick Set Schlag. I don't know, one of the two. And then, of course, you see the screwdrivers above that. Good stuff. Thank you so much for sending this picture in. And very cool. I like it a lot. By the way, really cool trailer, too. I like the creativity of that trailer there. So, Gerald with Chicken Creek, Rekey, and Lockout. Thanks for sending that in. Really cool setup, really cool. And I saw some of the comments were talking about the setup you got going on there at the trailer. I like it, you know. I like it a lot. So, oops, okay. Yep, there we go. So those are two posts of the week. Let's go to the comment of the week. This one comes from Kevin Witt. He says, love this. This lockbox loves being able to offer padlocks that use their home key. It's brilliant, and I love how Lockvoy offers these economically. ABIS 8345s are good too. Thanks for the reminder to carry plenty of these. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was good. And we'll kind of hop in that video. We'll talk about that video here in just a little bit. But yeah, absolutely. The 8345 padlocks are also an excellent choice with that. All right, so insights on our latest videos. You know, it's kind of a quick recap here. So, is what I found over the years of doing this is that, you know, we're putting out all these videos every week, and we would never actually on live. I would never talk. You know, Julio, I'm sorry. You know, I need you to play some confession music. Oh, thanks for getting that going here. So, where these recap shows came from was a realization I had that how we would put out all these different videos, but all these different topics. And well, I would never talk about them. And they were like, we don't really get it. Like, you doing all this stuff, like you see a bunch of comments, like we want to kind of hear like a recap about it. And by the way, sometimes we miss a video and it's nice to know what we missed. And so that got me being like, you know, we should do a recap video going over these, you know, probably once a month or so. And I looked last week, and we haven't done one for over 2 months. I think it's close to 3 months. So, I apologize. 100% my fault. Julio, I mean, I don't know if confession music's good enough. You can put something worse on if you need to. But anyways, that's how we got to these recap videos, kind of getting to go over and talk about them, which I'm actually really excited about because I love the comments. I love the feedback. And the truth is, right, I might be the one putting some of these videos out, but all of you who are watching, participating, commenting, adding to the conversation, that's what really makes it special, where all of us can learn things. And I've learned so much from so many of you, and I'm really grateful for that. But let's see here. Anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's dive into these videos here a little bit. So first one up is keep that latch open. And this video was about how the amount of phone calls or emails that we would get here were asking about a dogging paddle, right? So when you have a dead latch on there, you typically either have to, turn the key to open it, of course, or on the inside. I mean, technically you could put like a thumb latch, but I mean, or a thumb turn, that's not going to be very well, right? So a lot of times is what happens. On the outside, there's a key cylinder. On the inside, there's going to be a paddle. And a question that a lot of people were asking was I need to get a dogged down paddle on the inside. So during the day, it can just stay open, right? And essentially we use the door closer or whatever to keep it, closed. And is what I came to realize is that there's a little, there's a built-in feature of dog these down that don't require a dog down paddle. Dog down means like you push it in and it stays in, by the way. So anyway, so I did a video going over that. It's really simple to use and operate. And if you're not familiar with that, definitely check that out. All right, next up here is make your own keyblade. Yes, now this was actually a video that was prompted by a comment that someone, and I'm sorry, I can't remember your username at the moment, but someone had commented and said, hey, I really need help with this jaw. Like there's zero information on it, and it would be awesome to see a video about it. And so I was like, why not? Let's kind of figure it out. And so I went and I looked, and there, not only was there not any information about it, but when you go to actually cut one of those keyblades, you realize that it doesn't even tell you what to do, right? And so I was able to kind of decode that, figure it out, and then of course I made that blade key. So essentially, right, on remote headed or flip keys, that sort of stuff, there's special little blades that get put in there. And the Triton Plus has a jaw that you can put on the machine. It comes with the Ultimate package. You can purchase it separately. That in a pinch, if you miscut one or you don't have one in stock, I use the chipless transponder key with the same OP11, GM profile, or what would be B119 profile. And I turned it into a little keyblade to put in with the roll pin. Now, of course, I talked about it's not the best solution, but if you have a customer in front of you and you don't have the actual replacement blade, it's a great way to get that customer served that day. So if you haven't watched that video, check it out, especially if you have a Triton Plus. It's a great thing to know and to have. And I'm hoping maybe Triton at some point would stumble across that video and maybe update a couple of those little settings in there, make it really easy on a lot of people so they don't have to watch the video to really know how to use it. Let's see here. Okay. Next up is this kit will save your bacon. Now, I mean, just by reading that title, I'm like, okay, if it's going to save your bacon, I like to save bacon. I like to eat it. Okay, right? No, but pretty much the premise of this video is the clips you see in this screen here, all these little automotive clips. Back in the day, locksmithing, like when I started working for my dad as a young man or as a kid, really, you had to, if you had to make keys for a vehicle, a lot of times you had to take off the door panel, pull the lock out and that sort of stuff, which is not fun, right? And you always had to deal with these little clips. Well, when key programming came around and the tech, and all that kind of stuff, like we kind of have been able to get away from having to take off door panels a lot of times using tools like Leashy, right? And but as what's happened with the key programming over the years is it's having to get more complicated, where you have to go find different little connectors to hook your machine to program it to bypass the OEM firewalls, let's call them. And so is what happened is all of a sudden we went from like being happy we didn't have to touch those any sort of door panel or anything like that, and now we're back to it, right? We're back to it with like the star connector on Chrysler Dodge Jeep. But with that being said, you want to make sure you have some extras around. That's a kit, of course, we sell, but one way or another, you want to make sure if you're doing that type of work, you're keeping some of those on hand as spares. Our next video is the tool you didn't know you need. Now, that video, the funny part is it's kind of like a trickle effect, because when I did that Triton video, in that video I used that flip key tool to take the roll pin out and put the new roll pin in when I was making that key. And it's when I started to realize is that I did not talk about that at all. I'm like, it doesn't make sense to be using a tool to do it. That's a specialized tool that maybe someone doesn't really know about, or has, had to do it, or do it to you get those roll pins out in a much more difficult way. So that's kind of how that roll pin video came to be. And the crazy part about that video is honestly, like, I was just doing it. I was like, it doesn't make sense to do these other videos and not explain it. And so I do it. And all of a sudden, you all, thank you, have bought a ton of them. Oh my gosh. So thank you for that. I honestly was not expecting it, but it was a very pleasant surprise. So thank you for that. So check that little tool out. And the thing is, okay, is there more expensive, nicer versions of that? Yes. In my experience, and as you can see, I've used it in a few different videos. It's a great little easy tool. Doesn't take up a lot of space. It's inexpensive. We carry the extra push pins, right? And so if you break it, you can replace it. And all in all, it's just a pretty basic, easy, cool tool to use. So especially if you don't do them a lot, right? It's nice to have something inexpensive around. Next up, we have the most advanced key machine. Now, as you know about this one, in the video on this machine, well, first of all, when I went to Aloha, I was over talking to our friends over there at ILCO, and I was like, now, this machine was at the show beforehand in Vegas back in, 2022. And I don't know if I was out there at the wrong time, or if they actually didn't set it up all the way, but I actually couldn't see a demo of it, and I was kind of bummed out, right? And this year when I saw, I'm like, hey, can I get a demo on this? And they start showing me the machine, and I'm just like drooling, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I want one of these things. And once I started watching the whole process work, I was like, listen, I know for most applications, a machine, that's $40-some thousand that just cuts keys by code and engraves them is really out of the question. And truly it's unnecessary for so many shops. But at the same part, it's one of the more advanced technologies, I guess you could call it, in our industry. And for a high production use environment, it could make sense. If you really think about it, it would replace someone doing that job. They could be doing something else while that machine is running and just having to change the cartridges. So I thought it was really cool. Really liked it. And I guess the one part for me is like, I want one back, right? It's hard for me though, because we also cut a lot of double-sided keys here. Right now, I tell you what, if that machine would cut automatically and engrave double and single-sided keys automatically, I would already own one. Like it would be a no-brainer for our operation, but it doesn't. And I was talking to Ilko about that. I'm like, okay, I mean, it kind of makes sense still. I still would like to get one, but it makes it a little more difficult. And then they had told me about this machine that I didn't even know about. Okay, I guess, I mean, I'll give you a rough range. I don't know if they were telling me my cost or what the MSRP is on it, but I guess they do make a machine for around, let's just call it $100K. That does everything, right? It'll, you just tell them what you want it to do and it will do it. So of course that's even more money, right? But nonetheless, it's a really cool machine and I'm happy to see it there. And of course, I think the other part, right, is of course, the more they sell, typically the less expensive a machine can be, right? When you can scale it, your costs go down. And I don't think this is a machine that's ever going to be sold a ton. So it's probably going to remain fairly expensive. But I don't know. I tell you what, guys, if I ever do get one, I will show it to you. All right. We'll have some fun on it. But until then, I guess the jury is out for me, but I really, really want one. Now, of course, as a distributor, I can actually get it for a little less, right? So, I mean, it's a little more of an incentive, but that's just real talk there. But yeah, I think I see a couple of you guys in there. Yeah, Nick's Lock and Key or Lock and Security, excuse me, says the machine is excellent for the college hospital that uses a single type of key. You're very right. I mean, if you're a company that's or a hospital that's issuing and cutting all these keys, and you can set it up to serialize them and cut them with the bitting and get it all nice, and someone else can be doing something else. Wonderful, wonderful situation there. Let's see here. Ken says, I wonder if it will cut keys then for your Ferrari, PJ. No Ferrari here, Ken. No Ferrari here. How about you, though? No. All right. And I think we got one more here. Okay, yes, which is throw that key away. Now, just like that video sounded that came out, and I was literally keying up a couple locks for my wife and kids when I realized, I was like, this is a good video. So I literally went and got the camera and set it up just like I talked about in the video. And it was a great reminder for me of like, we want less keys. And as I'm talking out loud to myself, I'm like, I need to change my mailbox keys to match because I have more than one. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, so I just think it's important, right? When a lot of times it's easy to go to the cheapest denominator, right? It's like, okay, like someone wants a padlock. That means they want a $4 one. And I just need to make sure I have a $4 padlock for them, right? Or I'm exaggerating a bit, but you know what I mean. But I think a lot of times it's easy for us to forget that convenience a lot of people want, and more importantly, people pay a lot of money to have convenience in their lives, right? I mean, just think a random example that just popped in my head would be lawn mowing, right? A lot of people don't mow their own lawn. They have someone come mow it for them because of the convenience factor, not because they can't afford a lawnmower, right? I mean, you can, the services, I don't use one, but I'm guessing I have children, so it works out good. But, I'm guessing 1 month of a service is equivalent to more than a lawnmower. They do it because it's convenient for them. And I think in the lock and key industry, sometimes we can get laser focused on trying to be the least expensive or be really competitive with Walmart or, whatever it may be. But not really focusing more on the fact that a lot of times customers are going to come to us because it's convenient. They're looking for that convenience, right? So that's just something to keep in mind when it comes to those. And of course, I did it on the Lockvoy. As you, many of you probably know or don't know, that's an in-house brand of ours, which is why I went with it. And I just love the made in the USA padlocks, of course, really cool as well. And I love the red color. But another good option, of course, is the Abus 83 series padlocks, 8340, 8345. You can do the same thing in as well. So that's just another really great option for you to use. And yeah, so let's see here. So that. Oops, sorry, I'm reading comments. Sorry, I'm trying to read and understand all at the same time here. But anyways, so let's see here. James says, doesn't one lock manufacturer actually 3D print keys? I don't know of that. I know, like when you're saying that, it makes me think of GMS. I know does have some easy way to make new keyways, like the MX and stuff that we talked about. They have some proprietary way that they make those. I think it involves 3D printing somehow, but I think not for the actual keys. Let's see here. Nick, yes, you can do that actually. You can order the Lockvoy with custom engraving on, absolutely. Yeah. For that, you just want to email or call us, sales at CLKsupplies.com or 1-800-848-6989. Do you know of a Ilco battery key machine? Yes, if you're referring to the Flash Mobile. So that one, it has a battery in it as well, Keith. I hope that answers your question. James also says, I have a couple $1 padlocks, now $125. I had to see for myself what I bought from you. Answer, not much. Don't necessarily understand. Maybe I understand what you're saying, maybe not. But anyways, yeah. So let's see here. Okay, yeah, so that's all the video. So that's kind of a catch up. Hopefully some of those make sense. Hopefully I answered some of the questions and the backstories behind each one. And yeah, I think it's about time we get on to the winners. Now, before we do, let's go over the rules and make sure that we're that we're all on the same page. Who you're going to fire up some giveaway winners music. All right, we got that fired up. Let's go for it here. All right, if you win, you're going to want to email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989 and we'll send your gifts soon. How to win? Comment on our videos with the hashtag Lockboss. Winners will be chosen from comments on the previous week's videos for our weekly giveaway. You will also be entered in to win one of two $2,000 shopping sprees at CLKsupplies.com. The two winners will be announced on December 29th, 2023. That's going to be a Thursday, and we're going to do it at 4 p.m. like we always do. But with that being said, let's go ahead and announce the winners here. Winner number one is Outlaw Locksmith. Congrats. Winner number two is Dwayne Frad. Dwayne, congratulations. Winner number three is Randall High. Randall, congratulations. Winner number four is Joseph Leonard. Joseph, congratulations. And last but not least, winner number five is FTG Lock and Key. Congrats. Good stuff there. All right. So, of course, we still have our Lockboss lock pick lineup full zip hoodie, free with orders over $432.10. Now, something I want to bring up that, up until I saw the short that we put out, I didn't realize that each one of those picks on the back of that sweatshirt was actually the exact size of the actual tool. I thought that was absolutely amazing, Lily. Great job on that. And you know what? Since we're talking about it, let's go ahead and give away a sweatshirt. How about that? Okay, this how let's give away two again. Why not? It's fun. So you're gonna want to send us an email to sales@CLKsupplies, but don't do it yet. And you want to make sure that you include your shipping address and the size of sweatshirt that you would like. I wonder what I love about these impromptu giveaways is Kylie, who's in the chat right now, is like, oh my gosh, we're giving these away. Okay, here we go. Kelly, that's what I'm doing, because of that $432.10 thing we got going on now. But okay, let's do this. So in the subject line, okay, so in the body, put your shipping address and your size. The subject line, let's go ahead and put the first video that we talked about today in the video recap. So put the name of that video that was on the screen here, put that in the subject line. The first 2 people who get it right are going to get a free lock. Can't speak all of a sudden. I apologize. You're going to get one of these free Lockboss Lockpick lineup full zip hoodies right here. Thank you. And now I know why I couldn't. That's a mouthful there. There we go. All right. So that's what we have going on for tonight. Let me hop back in the chats here. I see there's a bunch of comments in the corner. I haven't. Let's click and see what we're cooking in the oven here. All right. Let's see here. Nick says, yep, still ignoring the Julio issue. Well, I don't know of any Julio issue as long as Julio keeps putting the good tunes on when we need them. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Let's see here. Can say, so PJ, my Ferrari is a RC model and it doesn't need a key. Oh, that's okay, that's a good one, Ken. Okay, it says, okay, the $1 padlocks not bought from you. Gotcha. $1 padlocks aren't very good, but I wanted to test them. I hear you. It's always fun to play around with some locks, right? Congrats, winners. I need that hoodie. Love it. Robert says that is the most comfortable hoodie I have. Yeah, it's good. And I hope something everyone realizes, like when we do like the, our Lockboss stuff, we intentionally over here, okay, we don't want to go cheap. We want to, first of all, I want it to be stuff I would wear. And on top of that, I want it to be stuff that you would wear and you'd be comfortable in, because what's the point of doing it if the material and the shirts is low quality and junk, right? Let's see here. Let's see. Bring out Julio. Where's Julio? We demand Julio. Julio, I mean, you want to play some music about how you feel about that? Or, I mean, you want to show your face? I don't know. Well, looks like Julio's doing something. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you there. But anyways, everybody, hey, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for participating. Thank you so much for your comments. And, well, all around good attitudes that everybody has here. Really appreciate it. It's been an absolute joy being here with you today. Of course, we have some good videos coming up this next week, and I look forward to seeing you same place, same time here, 4 o'clock Pacific next Tuesday. And the cool part is after next Tuesday for the Halloween, the day before Halloween there, or is it Halloween? Look, it is Halloween. Okay, yeah, 2 Tuesdays, 2 weeks from today, we're going to be doing our annual Halloween party. So make sure you tune in and vote for the best costume. So it should be a lot of fun. But all right, everybody. Well, hey, have a absolutely wonderful evening. Stay safe out there. And of course, Julio, cue up a little music as we go from here. So you all take care.